Hello friends, my name is Jen and welcome to the Book Refuge. Hello and welcome to another romance recommendation video. Today we are doing kind of an update. I have made 2 of these videos before. I'll have them linked up here so you can pop into those later on. So if there's one that I haven't mentioned, you may just find it in one of those videos, so definitely check that out. But we are going to do a fake dating recommendations video. Now, I believe I just put up a YouTube short that had some of these recs in it. I'm trying to get better about posting YouTube shorts, even though apparently those might be going away soon. I don't know. But either way, I was having fun coming up with some YouTube shorts that I wanted to do. And I was also using those to then make more extended videos. And I haven't made a fake dating rec, I believe, in over 2 years. So I was like, damn, I've read quite a few since then. So I have, I believe, 10 or 11 of these. I think there's 11 of these that I'm going to go through. Some of them I have more to say about them than others, but we're going to dive in. Now, I did realize that a couple of these are actually like marriage of convenience as well. And a couple of them are fake engagement. So usually I try to make marriage of convenience a separate one, but these were ones that I feel like they fit even more into like fake dating than like just a marriage of convenience, because they try to keep the marriage also as like a fake thing, where sometimes a marriage of convenience, it's a marriage, but then like they're doing married people stuff as well. I don't know if that makes sense. So anyway, we're going to start with one that I think everyone will know that's going to be on most people's list lately. But I'll share it anyway because I just love holding this book up. It makes me so happy. And that is The Right Move by Liz Tom Ford. So this is one of my favorite books of the year. This is going to be many people's favorite book of the year, I'm sure. But if you have not read it yet, if you have not read Mile High and The Right Move because you don't like sports romance, or maybe you heard some uncomfortable things about this book and this author, maybe that has happened for you at some point, I don't know, but I still really urge you to read this book. Yes, you could just read this book if you would like to. I know people will ask, you don't have to start with Mile High, but I mean, I do suggest it because the heroine is the sister of the hero in this book. Yes. And the heroine is the best friend. So this is a best friend's brother, as well as fake dating, forced proximity, basketball romance. Like, it has all of these things included in it for sure. But yeah, this one is about Ryan Shea, and he's the captain of the Chicago Devils, which is a basketball team. And his sister's friend, Indy, needs a place to stay when she gets broken up by her boyfriend. She discovers her boyfriend is cheating on her and she has nowhere to go. And so Stevie asks if Ryan will let Indy stay. And now Ryan, he's a very private person. He likes to stay out of the spotlight when not, when not playing sports. And he also really doesn't like people to be in his space that he doesn't know very well. So he's very hesitant to let Indy move in. Ryan is also celibate. He has been celibate for a few years by choice. And Indy becomes quite a big temptation to him very quickly. But when he gets spoken to by, I can't remember if it's like the team owner or assistant coach, I don't know who talks to him, but someone talks to him about the fact that he's too much of a loner and they want to see him be more of like a personable, like, family man or this, that, and the other thing. So he ends up needing a fake date. And so Indy agrees to be his fake date to a few basketball events. So the fake dating part isn't a huge aspect of this. I feel like it is much more like a best friend's brother and forced proximity, but it fits for fake dating. So who am I to turn it away? Because I'll take any chance I can to talk about The Right Move. All right, next we have another one that I read because of the hype, and I'm really glad that I did. So this was Funny Feelings by Tara DeWitt. I really need to read some more books by her. This one is so sweet. This one is actually about a female comedian and her best friend slash like manager and his little girl. And these guys are adorable. And so Farley, her career is kind of taking off. But she's forced to date Meyer, her, like we said, her manager, and he's an ex-comedian himself, to help with her image, and it will also just make her seem more settled and a little less flighty if she has a fake date. So these two are very deeply friends. They have this really deep connection, and they both have been pining after each other for a long time. And now when they're pushed into this fake dating scenario, it really kind of pushes them towards each other and gives them an opportunity to share their feelings. So this one is a very slow burn. It is very sweet. It's very achingly beautiful, and the relationship with him and his daughter is really beautiful, as well as the daughter's relationship with Farley. And so yeah, I loved the mutual pining and the sweetness of this romance. So yeah, this one's so beautiful, and like I said, I want to read some more Tara DeWitt after loving this one so much. She was a very cozy author, so I think I want to read more of her this fall. All right, then we have the Antihero by Sarah Kate. This one is kind of fake dating, but it's also, they're doing some fake sex work as well. So our hero is the son of a preacher, and he finds out some pretty devastating and like awful stuff about his father. Basically, his father is fraud and a horrible man. And to kind of get back at him and hurt his father in the best way he knows how, which is hurt his image, our hero, this one is, let's see what his name is. It's been a while. Adam. Our hero, Adam. And I think the heroine's name is Sage. Yeah, I was right. Our heroine is Sage. They start making fake sex videos. So very strategically planned videos that they are releasing on something that's kind of like an OnlyFans mixed with like Instagram, I guess, because you can release these short clips, and they're doing it to start ruining the reputation of his father and like stirring some things up in it. So this does have some dark elements to it. There's some BDSM going on. There's some degradation and praise in this book, a little bit of, you know, fun punishments in here, but there is also some darker elements regarding sexual assault that happens, so keep that in mind when reading it. But this was a really great start to the Good Brothers series from Sarah Kate, and I'm very excited to read more that's coming from this. All right, then we go to a bit of lighter fare here, and we have Tease by Melanie Harlow, and this is a friends to lovers billionaire romance. So we have our hero in this one is, I think it's Hutton, and our heroine is Felicity. So these two have a fake engagement in this one, where the heroine is at, I can't remember if it's a reunion. Yes, it is. There's a high school reunion, and so to save face with their mean girls, she says that she's engaged to Hutton French, which he's the son of characters from her French series. And yeah, he's a billionaire, and they've been best friends for quite a while. And he agrees to show up and be her fake fiance. And then they decide to like keep playing this out for a while. And then it leads to like, oh, well, if we're fake fiance, we can be sexy time together. And it leads to that. But of course, there's more feelings going on than either of them is admitting. And so things get really messy and whatever. But it's Melanie Harlow, so it's completely charming and delightful. And this one is a part of the Cloverleaf Farm series, but it's part of the like next generation part of the series. So love it, love it. Felicity is one of the children of Mac and Franny, I believe. Yes. All right. Then we have The Frontrunner by Elsie Silver. This one is book 3 in the Gold Rush Ranch series. So this one is about a female vet named Mira, and our hero's name is Stefan. So he is seen as like public enemy number 1 to Gold Rush Ranch, but in the beginning of this book, I believe it's, does his horse lose, one of it is like they lose a mare, that's right, they lose a mare, and so they have a foal that is on her own, and he loses a foal and has a mare that could feed a foal. And so because Mira is a vet, she ends up agreeing to, you know, bring this foal over to his ranch and kind of be the vet that's checking in on him until he starts to thrive. And so this is a very tenuous a partnership between Gold Rush Ranch and between Stefan's ranch, and he uses it as an opportunity to squeeze some dates out of Mira. And then it ends up being that her family is really trying to like pressure her into dating and marriage. And so he pretends to be her boyfriend for a few like family events. And she has this big crazy family, and he has a very small like isolated family. And yeah, it ends up being really good. I really liked this one. This currently is my favorite one in Gold Rush Ranch. I still have one left to read, which could become my favorite. But this is where I'm at with it so far. And yeah, I really, really liked this one a lot. Then I have My Darling Duke by Stacy Reed. This one is absolutely lovely. Do I still have the picture? Oh, I don't know what happened to it. I don't know what happened to it. But I actually have one with a book plate in this one. So yeah, My Darling Duke by Stacy Reed. This was the first Stacy Reed I ever read, which is awesome. But this one is about Miss Catherine Danvers and the Duke of Thornton, Alexander. And she pretends that she is the fiance of this Duke, who hasn't been seen in a while. He actually is in a wheelchair. He had a like spinal injury that was caused, I think, during a fire. He had to like jump out of a window after rescuing, I think it was his sister. And so he's been left like partially paralyzed, and it's unknown whether his manly bits will work, if he'll ever walk again, if any of that is possible. But she pretends to be his fiance because he never comes to town, so she figures she'll be safe doing that. And then she'll be left alone and not be forced to like look for a husband. Well, he gets word of this, and so he calls for her to come and visit him at his estate. And he like asks, you know, he kind of demands this. And so yeah, now it's between her and him, and we see where their relationship goes after she's told this lie, and we find out like why he's willing to go along with it, and we see where their relationship goes from there. It's been a long time since I've read this one, so sorry, I had to try to remember some of the story with it, but I thought this would be a fun one to include because I don't have too many historicals in this that I haven't mentioned in other videos. As I said, I've made 2 of these already, so definitely check that out. Okay, so then we also have Neon Gods by Katie Roberts. So I haven't had a reason to bring this one up in a while, but this is the first book in her Dark Olympus series, which has been wildly popular, and the 5th book in that series just came out. But actually a couple book, like the first 3 books in the series are all fake dating ones. So, or wait, 1, 2, and 4 are all have fake dating, but this is the one that starts it off. It's a Hades and Persephone retelling, and Persephone is about to be forced to marry one of the gods of Olympus. Her mother is trying to force her into it, and so she is running away, and she ends up crossing the bridge into over the river Styx into the underworld part of the city, and it's believed that Hades is dead. Turns out he's not. He's just kept himself hidden from Olympus because him and Zeus don't get along. And to try and really piss off Zeus, that's who she was supposed to be forced to marry, Hades and Persephone agree to make it think that they are in love, and that, or at least that he is her lover, to kind of stick it to Zeus. Like, that's our goal, is to stick it to Zeus. So that's what we do. And they end up going to his like BDSM club and performing in front of everyone to really get the rumor mill going, to really just spread around what he's got going on. So there's that. It's pretty crazy. Okay. It's pretty crazy, over the top, but there we go. Then I have The Contract by Melanie Moreland. So this one is also an arranged or a marriage of convenience between a boss and employee. He needs to make himself seem like a family man, and so he kind of like sort of forces / coerces his assistant into being his wife, and it's only supposed to be for a certain amount of time, but feelings ensue. Then there is The Marriage Effect by Carla Sorensen. So again, this one is a marriage of convenience, but this one is really beautiful, and it really kind of sets up the Ward sister series. So we have, I can't remember the hero's name. Is it Eli Ward? Logan Ward? It might be Logan. Where he has siblings, and his older brother is trying to take the half siblings away from him because he wants to be in control of their trust, I guess. Which is also crazy to me because a lot of the money in that is like coming from Logan anyway, because he's a football player. But he's also very busy. And so his mother, who is not the mother of these kids, like they are his half siblings from his father's second marriage, but his mother helps take care of the girls. She cares about them quite a bit, but he can't do it all on his own. And so he ends up in a fake marriage to help him keep the kids, which is great. And it goes just crazy from here for sure. But yeah, this is part of the first series. Well, I read other books by Carlos Sornson, but this is part of the I can't remember the series name, but this is part of a trilogy, and then it spins off, and there are the stories about the Ward sisters. So the 4 girls we meet in this one we'll like see later on. So that's cool. All right, then there is Big Rock by Lauren Blakely. This one is a fake engagement between 2 friends. And again, I think it has to do with getting a business deal done. It's been a while since I read this one, but it was fun. I think the audiobook was only like 5 or 6 hours long. And I think it was Teddy Hamilton, but his family is in diamonds, and there's a big contract they want to get, but one of the owners of that company, you know, doesn't understand why this guy hasn't locked down a lady yet. So his best friend agrees to be his fake fiance for a while, and we'll see how that plays out for everyone. I'm just sure that it's all gonna play out super simply, and there won't be any trouble at all. I'm sure it's gonna be just fine. And then the last one I want to mention was Against a Wall by Kate C. Wells. So I actually read this one for Patreon last month, and I enjoyed this one quite a bit. But this one had kind of a high school bully. And I know I said kind of, but it was like accidental high school bully. I don't know another way to say this. But our heroine is the daughter of this like reporter, and there was this report released about a man in town being crooked. Now, he's a very beloved member of the community, and so her name was actually put on this article, and so she's taken a lot of heat for the town. And so she only works at a coffee shop. She's also a photographer, and she just gets so much shit for this article that she's trying to take this person down. When number one, the stuff being said is true, and number two, she's not even really the one who wrote it, which is interesting. She took the heat for it though. And our hero, who again she is seen as kind of her nemesis, her ex-best friend's brother. And she hasn't been close with this family since her mom died, and she felt very abandoned by this family. Even though she pulled away, a lot of it was her, like, for her mental health, she had to step away. So it was very sad to see that happen for her. But the hero convinces her to be his fake girlfriend to kind of take some of the heat off of her. Because if he's willing to date her and be with her, well, then the town's members wouldn't have a reason to be cruel to her, right? But there's a lot of stuff that we find out as we go through this. So also the heroine is plus size, and she has felt really bullied for that at different times. And what was fascinating about this book to me is, like I said, the hero was accidentally a bully. When you read it, you'll see what I mean. This was not cut and dry why the hero was mean to her or how she was interpreting a lot of stuff that he was doing. And he kind of just got himself deeper and deeper into this mess and didn't know how to get out of it and how to explain what he was feeling or what was going on. Like, it just all kind of happened to him, and then it was too late, and now she hates him, and he doesn't know how to, like, win her back over, you know? So yeah, lots of twisty, tangled things going on, but I really enjoyed this book, and it was a cool take on, like, fake dating and how it went. And yeah, it's really beautiful. So there you go. Those are some of my updated recommendations for fake dating slash like fake marriages, I guess. There ended up being quite a few. But again, check out my other recommendation videos. And if you would like to purchase any of these books through Amazon, I do have links down below. They're affiliate links. I get a little bit of a kickback for every link that you use to either buy the ebook or if you buy a physical copy of the book. That really helps me out. So make sure you check out those links if you're interested. If you'd like to support the channel and support the videos that I make here, I do have links to my Patreon and channel memberships down below if you're interested. So thank you so much for watching, friends, and I'll see you next time. Bye.